Okay, we're going to what's good, and that's Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. So the law is holy, and the commandment is holy, and just and good. So the law is good, and the commandment is good. You see, this is what we're supposed to be doing. To do good, you got to do the Most High's commandments and do the Most High's laws. That's what's good. So Matthew 19 and 16. So the commandments is good. What else is good? Matthew 19 and 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing should I do that I may have eternal life? So first and foremost, this man came to him and called him Shai good, right? And he didn't sin. You know, the law is good, the commandment is good, right? But listen to what he said. He called him good master. Listen to what he said. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? He said, Why you call me good? He said, Hey, good master, right? He said, Why call me good? There is none good but one. That is the Most High. But if thou will enter into life, enter everlasting life, keep the commandments. Can't get no clearer than that, pork chop eating preachers. It says, if you want to enter into everlasting life, teach your congregation to keep the commandments, keep the laws of the Most High. He said it here, which, Mashiach Shai said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So he know what he's dealing with. He know the spirit that this man is dealing with. All those laws are love thy neighbor as thyself. It's all the law based upon how we love the Most High with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and how we love thy neighbor as thyself, as the Israelites. You see? You got laws that pertain to the Most High, got laws that pertain to us that he gave us. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Mashiach said to him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell all that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession. He had a lot of things. He was rich. Then said Mashiach unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man or woman shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Hardly. It says, And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. That's why it's going to be hard. A camel would not go. Eye of a needle is a little archway in Israel that a camel would not go through. It'd be afraid to go through because it'd be afraid his hump going to get caught in that little archway. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Mashiach beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible. With the Most High all things are possible. And keep that in mind, see? With the Most High all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with the Most High. Go to 1 Samuel's 15th chapter. 1 Samuel the 15th chapter. And we're going to look at verse 22 and 23. And Samuel said, Hath the Most High as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Most High? See, the sacrifices were for the atonement of our sins for breaking the Most High's commandments and laws. So the Most High wants us to be obedient. That's how he delight in us, in being obedient and doing what he say do. That's why he say, Has the Most High a great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Most High? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. To listen to him, which we didn't do as the Israelites, to be obedient to him, which we didn't, the majority of us didn't, to him as the Israelites. That's why he said, for rebellion, that's what we became if we didn't follow what he said do. And that's what you are, rebellious. If you ain't following what the Most High say. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Hear that? Rebellion is that's a sin of witchcraft. When you rebelling against the truth, you just like a witch to the Most High. And stubbornness and not want to come back to keep his laws, statutes, commandments is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he hath also rejected thee from being king. Told Saul that, man. Go to Isaiah the 30th chapter. You know how y'all think, man. It's all here. The mindset of everyone. Isaiah 30. Woe mean destruction to the rebellious children, said the Most High. That take counsel, they listen to somebody, they looking at something that you really involved in. They take counsel because you listen to something, you're looking at something. Now you got TV, now you got the internet, you got everything you can look at to take counsel and to pay attention to, but not of me, but not of the Most High. Else you'd be able to say, okay, well, give me a lesson. Go, give me 3-4 hours of this teachings of something. You should better go through. You should better know something. Especially we that have been in this truth for all these years, whatever. You've been in the truth years and years and year and out, year there. You should be able to deal with this. They take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with a covering, you cover yourself with a covering, but not of my spirit. Most High is a spirit, y'all. And they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth, with these laws, in the spirit of the Most High. You know? But not of me, he said. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. They keep doing things that's wrong, and then there's a judgment that comes. Like I say, I'll say you're going to pay now or pay later. Believe me, you're going to pay now or pay later. You cover with a covering, but it's not of the Most High Spirit. And when you don't have the Most High Spirit, you add sin to sin. How you going to think that you're going to tell the people they ain't under the Most High's laws, or you that's even Israelites that's not doing what you're supposed to be doing? You adding sin to sin. And when you come to visit, you can't say nothing. Say, oh, Most High got me. That walk to go down into Egypt, this is Egypt now. For us, the Most High told us in Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Most High shall send thee into Egypt. That's captivity, slavery, and bondage. Again, another time with ships. We came in the cargo slave ships. By the waiver I speak unto thee, when you speak to us in the land of Israel, thou shalt see it no more again. As a nation, we ain't seen the land of Israel no more. And there, when you go on these ships, you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women. And no man shall buy you. No man going to save us or redeem us from the condition that the Most High put us in, because we put ourselves in that because he told us he going to do this. That's the last curse that he put on us in Deuteronomy 28:68. All the rest of them don't befall nobody but us, the children of Israel. Or go through them curses and tell me it'll befall somebody else that fit those descriptions or those curses in Deuteronomy 28:15-68. That's how we know we the children of Israel, without a shadow of a doubt. But here we are, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt. You want to follow the way of America and have not asked of my mouth. How the Most I feel about this? You're supposed to already know. If judgment come for you right now, you die right now, you're supposed to already know. You ain't asked, so hey, you're supposed to know. Hey, that walk to go down to Egypt, you in this world. You in this captivity world. And have not asked of my mouth. Who asks about how the Most I feel about this, how you feel about that? You better be knowing. I figure you know. Everybody else figure you know. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, of your captors, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. That's who your shadow is, one of your captors, the enemies that you were sold to, what they present to you. You know, you ain't going deep into look at what they've done to keep you in captivity, to keep you from the Most High, since they know we went into captivity for our iniquity. You got to search that out. They liars from the womb, and our people wicked too. Our wickedness compares the ways of the wicked. Y'all talk about the wicked, the white man, the devil, and this, that, and the third, whatever. Our ways compares the ways of the devil, or the wicked, man. We taught the wicked ones our ways. We got nothing to be bragging on. Most I told us while we was reading yesterday, he said, man, we like a minstrel cloth. a woman on her cycle. Y'all women know what that's like. That's filthy, man. That's how he look at us. That's why I say verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, America, and the way this place is, and the wickedness be your shame. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. You know? Verse 9. That this is rebellious people, lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Most High. Sound familiar? You pork chop preachers, don't that sound familiar? We not under the law. So what do people do? We ain't under the law. We don't mercy and grace. We Gentiles, just like a bunch of robots, robotees, a bunch of spiritual demonic puppets, hypnotized, bewitched in naughtiness. Brains are polluted, not brainwashed, but brains polluted, and walking in spiritual darkness. Sad, but it's real, y'all. That this is rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Most High. Why? Which say to the seers. The seers were what they called the prophets before they were called prophets. They said to the seers, see not, don't be looking at us. And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Don't tell us what's right. Don't tell us about the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. We don't want to hear that. They say, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. That's what they said. That's what it said earlier in the lesson. How the prophets prophesied deceits, and then Most High ain't called them. And they prophesied in his name. He ain't called them to bring forth his word. But they tell us, get you out of the way. Turn this off. Turn aside out of the path. You try and tell our people about the truth, they don't want to hear it. Cause the Holy One of Israel, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They don't even want to hear about the Most High. Most people have created their own power. They got their own God, their own power. It's a shame, y'all. Isaiah, the first chapter. Isaiah 1 and 20. But that's how they act. He know you. He made you. He know you. Isaiah 1 and 20. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. But if you refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of the Most High have spoken it. I hope y'all listen to what he's saying, because he's talking. He's talking today. See, how has the faithful city become an harlot? Like a prostitute, selling yourselves for naught. It was full of judgment. Righteousness lies in it. But now murderers, hear that? Righteousness lies in our homeland of Israel. But now murderers. Thy silver has become dross. Thy wine mixed with water, good for nothing. Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and follows after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither does the cause of the widow come unto them. You care less. The Most High love the fatherless and the widows. But the people, he's telling us we didn't care. So they didn't care. Isaiah 1 and 3. It said, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master crib. But Israel does not know. He said, my people does not consider. So even the ox and the ass know his owner and where he live at. But Israel, we the Israelite, does not know. He said, my people does not consider. He said, sinful nation, breaking the Most High's laws and statutes and commandments. A people laden with iniquity. A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Most High. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. So they've gone away backwards. Seem like we would want to change from all the things that you hear and see. But it's going to come a time. Jeremiah 16. He said, behold, I will send for many fishers. And that's what we're doing right now. We fishing. Said the Most High. And they shall fish them. We fishing, like I say, the kingdom of heaven comes without observation. He going to put us in order right before our enemy's eyes, which is happening right now. He said, behold, I will send for many fishers, and said the Most High, and they shall fish them. Meaning bring forth this truth. And you're able to hear this truth. He said, but after, will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, every kingdom, every little kingdom, and out of the holes of the rock, even if they hiding with their little bunkers miles and miles under the earth, in the rocks, in the caves and so forth. Mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. Over there in the land of Israel, defiling it. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Thus say the Most High. That's why they're going to say, when judgment is coming, O Most High, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. This is where we at now. The Gentile-minded Israelites that say that you Gentiles been grafted in, all of y'all, and the other nations that's outside of the 12 tribes of Israel that not acknowledging the fact that we are the 12 tribes of Israel. They are heathens, and the Most High said they ain't nothing but be less than nothing. They just be learning from what it is that we're teaching in these last days. You're going to say, oh, Most High, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. I showed you in Psalms 58 and 3 how the wicked are lying from the womb. And our people, 2/3 of our people, they liars too. They love to lie. And they not going to the kingdom either. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. My grandfather was in the Baptist church, or my great-grandfather was in apostolic or Catholic or Jehovah's Witness or whatever religion that man done made or woman done made, and not from the Most High's word. You can't show no religion in this Bible that you believe in today. That's what we're going to say. Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity. and things wherein there is no profit. Ain't no profit in those religions. Because they not teaching the laws, statute, commandments of the Most High. Listen, look at verse 11. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, said the Most High, and have walked after other gods, other idols. That's what they doing up in these religions, dealing with idolatry. And not the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Prove it. Prove it. If thou can. And have walked after other idols, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law, and have not kept that's the Most High's law. Those his laws that you saying you ain't got to follow. Have not kept my law. And ye have done worse than your fathers to this day. People in this day done worse than our forefathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart. Walk after the imagination of your evil mind. Thus say the Most High, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not. Here we are, over here. Neither ye nor your fathers, and there ye shall serve other gods, other idols, day and night. That's what you do. That's what your religions. Serving other idols day and night, where I will not show you favor. It's cold. That's why he said, look, he's going to send for many hunters, right? You're going to hunt them. Get ready for this, Yasharallah. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Most High said unto him, go through the midst of the city, wherever we are, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. In their minds, they think about all these abominations that our people looking at and involved in and doing in the midst of us as the Israelites. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him. You go send for these hunters. To the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, kill. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. That's this truth. Learn it, live it, and apply it in their life. And begin at my sanctuary. That's what his people, the 12 tribes of Israel. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. From the ancient on down. Thus say the Most High. Y'all ready for this? First John 3 and 10. 1 John 3 and 10. He's showing us a way to not have to be dealing with his wrath. We have a choice. That's it. You got a choice to choose life or death. That's the only choice that we have. 1 John 3 and 10. In this the children of the Most High are manifest, and the children of the devil. He just said what he's going to do with the children of the devil. From old to the young. All the way down to children, he said he's going to kill. And this, the children of the Most High are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of the Most High. So if you ain't doing righteousness, you are not of the Most High. What's righteous? So some of y'all might be just looking at this one particular video, and they haven't been looking at all the rest of them. You just hear this 30 minutes is good enough for you. That's all the time you're going to give for your salvation. So let me see what righteousness is. Go to Deuteronomy 6:25. So when you hear it, you would know. And come out of the blasphemous, pork chop eating preachers that's not following this. Deuteronomy 6:25, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power as the Israelites, as he has commanded us. That's righteousness, to do the commandments of the Most High. Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. Going back to 1 John 1 and 10, which one do you follow? I did a lesson on this. Are you the children of the Most High or the children of the devil? Type that in. Are you the children of the Most High or the children of the devil? Because 1 John 3 and 10 says, in this the children of the Most High are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness, what we just read, that's keeping of the commandments of the Most High, is not of the Most High. Neither he that loveth not his brother. So you don't love your brother, you don't keep the commandments of the Most High, you don't love your brother, you are the children of the devil. Straight up. No and ifs or buts about it. Now, St. John 13. Go to St. John 13 and 34 and 35. A new commandment I give unto you, this is Mashiach Shai speaking to us. He said that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Why? Every time you look around, we got to be told over and over again, especially after we ascended, love one each other, love each other, love each other, love each other. We always got to be told that because we don't love each other. We don't care enough about each other. Care more about other people than we do ourselves. St. John 15 and 12. This is my commandment, that you love one another. Again. Why you got to tell us this over and over again? Because we hating on each other. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. See that? No greater love than that. That's why Mashiach Shai said in St. John 8, since we in John.
As joined.
St. John 8:44. That's what he said to the Israelites. He said, ye are your father, the devil, the children of the devil. And the lust of your father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Right? He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. How you going to abode in the truth and you telling that you're not in the truth? You don't have to follow the truth. The truth is the laws of the Most High. You teaching people that they not under the law. So you are of your father the devil. So myself Shai telling you, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. You see? The truth is the laws of the Most High. Like you saying that you're not under. You ain't got to follow and teaching people that. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, because it's a bunch of liars. Remember they just said, hey, don't speak to us smooth words. Speak to us deceit. That's lies. Tell us lies. That's what you do. You give them lies. Because they love it. Because they're rebellious people. When you speak of a lie, you speak of his own. For he is a liar, and the father of it. And look, go to Revelation's last book of the Bible, Revelation 22:15. It said, without the kingdom, not going to make it to the kingdom, are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Ain't no liars going to be in the kingdom either. Understand those standards. So, y'all better get it right. Because these things we face with 1 John 2 and 15. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Get yourself right with the Most High. Give him all the glory. Don't be thinking that you all that. Give him the glory. Because where would you be if it wasn't for him? You would be nowhere, because he the one formed us from the womb. He the one that, matter of fact, he the one that put us in the man's belly, as it says. Man's belly full of children. Sent us back into this world. 1 John 2:15. He said, love not the world. Talk about the world, ain't that something? Love not the world, he said. He brought us into this world, Israel. He brought us into the world amongst each other. But he said, love not the world. But I thought it said, John 3:16 says, for the Most High so loved the world. But he said, love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world. You know? He said, love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So if you love this world that they've set up for you to go to hell with it and them, then he say, the love of the Most High ain't in you. He said, love not the world. He said, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh. Remember, we went over the lust of the spirit, the walking in the spirit. The spirit is contrary to the flesh. That's what the world offers. For all that's in the world, the lust of the flesh. Look at me, I'm somebody. Like I say, vainglory. In hell. The lust of the flesh, desiring this, wanting this, the things that they say you got to be a certain way. And the lust of the eyes, what you see, you want. And the pride of life, oh, I'm prideful. I'm pride. You hear people say, I'm proud to be this and do that and do that. Just uppity. It ain't about nothing. Most I hate a poor man that's prideful. And a poor woman that's prideful. And the pride of life is not of the Father. So you are the devil. But is of the world, of the devil. Straight up. And the world passes away. And the lust thereof, all that you desire, gonna pass away too in your fleshly thoughts. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. You hear that? He that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. Gonna live forever. You gotta know the will of the Most High, which is keeping his laws, his rules and regulations. If not, then what you gonna do when he come for you? That's all I gotta say. Titus, first chapter. Titus, the first chapter. And we're going to read verse 10. Titus 1 and verse 10. It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers lying to you. They talking, the things that they saying don't mean nothing. Vain talkers. Vain talkers. And deceivers. Especially they of the circumcision. They that are the Israelites. He's saying. But there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, liars, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, saying different things that are vain. Some things contrary to the laws of the Most High, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, for money. Filthy lucre's sake is for money. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Cretans are always liars. Evil beasts, slow bellies, he's called them. He said they always lying, telling lies. So, you got a lot of people that's like that. They always lying. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. See, this witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply It said, rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. You know, not giving heed to Jewish fables, fairy tales just running their mouth talking about nothing, and commandments of men. A lot of you following the commandments of men, not the commandments of the Most High, that turn from the truth. Turn from the truth. The truth says it is the law of the Most High. It's the law of the Most High. You don't go against the law of the Most High. That's what he said. Verse 10, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, deceiving the people, especially they of the circumcision. That's those of us that know this truth. He's saying that must be stopped. Their mouths must be stopped because they run in their mouth about this, that, the third, whatever. Select it. And he said their mouths must be stopped. They run in their mouth saying a lot, but ain't saying nothing. But they contrary to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And that's wrong. Totally wrong. You can't justify that. Go to James 4 and 4. The book of James 4 and 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Friendship of the world makes you at war with the Most High. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. You hear that? If you're a friend of this world, that make you be at war with the Most High. You got to look at the things that the world offers you so that you don't get caught up in it to become the enemy of the Most High and at war with the Most High. Your hair's too short to box with the Most High. What you gonna do when he come for you? And you all caught up in the world and not in what you're supposed to be doing and trying to follow him to the best of your ability. Go to Revelation, the 21st chapter and the 8th verse. He said, but the fearful and the unbelieving, those that have no faith in the Most High, and the abominable, those that's doing the things that are against his laws, and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Thus say the Most High. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. And let's look at verse 6. That no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter. You're supposed to be, defrauding your brother in any matter, because that the Most High is the avenger of all such. It says a fearful thing to fall in the hands of living power. Hebrews 10:31. Because the Most High is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you and testified. You don't want to fall into the hands of living power. Verse 8. He therefore that despises not man, but the Most High. You despise what this word is saying? You despising me or man, any other man that's bringing forth this truth. But you despise the Most High, who have also given unto us his Holy Spirit. Spirit of the Most High, the Spirit of truth. But as touching brotherly love, ye not that I write unto you, for you yourselves are taught of the Most High to love one another. Over and over again. We keep hearing this, right? To love one another. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5th chapter. This is a good chapter. For the time and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Most High so cometh as a thief in the night. You don't know when the thief coming. But you know perfectly well that the day of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushai so cometh as a thief in the night. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. A woman with child, you know, you women that have children, you know, you have those contractions. And it be a long period of time at first before another one come, but it gets closer and closer and closer and closer. You see these destructions that's happening over and over again, these, and wickedness that's happening, and evil that's happening, and war that's happening, and all the things that's prophesied would happen is happening like a woman in travail. It's happening back to back to back to back to back. That's what he's talking about, a woman in travail. It's not a long space between the time that there's a shooting, there's a killing, there's a war is going on. You know, all the things that we see that's happening, we tell the news is all negative. It's all happening back to back to back to back. As a woman having a baby, them contractions when she having a baby, and they shall not escape, he's saying. But ye brethren are not in darkness. See, if you're not in darkness, mean you in the light. You keeping the laws of the Most High. You're doing what's right. You analytical thinking, thinking about this and that, and changing from calling on these pagan gods, these pagan idols, I might say. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. See? The ones that, when he come like a thief and they not ready for it, then hey, they in darkness. And understand, that was prayed for. Look, this ain't for everyone. That's why it doesn't faze me, at least, that you don't see, that some of you don't see this, because when you understand, go to Romans 11 chapter. Verse 5, it says, even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. You see, a remnant according to the election of grace, getting something that they don't deserve, that's us, from the Most High, right? Verse 7, say, what then? Israel has not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So if you blind, you close your eyes, you in what? Darkness. So only the elect, only the remnant going to see this, and the rest going to be blinded. According as it is written. So it's written in the law, it's written in the prophets. Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Hear this? That's why it said, but ye brethren, in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. So you coming like a thief in the night, right? It says in Romans 11 and 9, and David said, let their table be made a snare, a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. That's why it's saying, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 4, but ye brethren, Israelites, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. It shouldn't overtake you as a thief. Coming in, you don't know when it's coming. You don't know when a thief coming unless you ready. You know these prophecies, you see what's happening. You shouldn't be caught off guard. That's what he's saying. It shouldn't catch you as a thief. It shouldn't catch you, not knowing and not realizing that this time is at hand. It's very important. So, Salakia. because there's gonna be people they're gonna wonder what to do. They're gonna be a lot of family members, a lot of people that you know gonna be trying to find out what's going on. It's gonna catch them like a thief because they're not trying to learn. And you done poured out your spirit. I mean, all these years, I know I've been in this truth. Think I've been in this truth? It's up nothing. Better ask somebody. But ye brethren, verse 4, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. But those that are in darkness, ignorance, doing the things that they're doing, say the Most High don't see me, Most High, Most High did, because the Most High is long suffering. Just because he ain't got you yet, don't mean that he ain't gonna get you. You're gonna be got. For real, better believe that. That's what he said, you're gonna be caught like a thief. You don't know when a thief coming. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night. We ain't ignorant, nor of darkness, nor of not knowing. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others that's in darkness, ignorance, and thinking that the Most High not going to deal with them because they all that in their own mind. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Watch and be focused. Pay attention. Become an analytical thinker. So you can let me look at what's right here and what's right there and what's wrong there and what's wrong there, and don't do what's wrong according to what the Most High would not have us to do, to be the children of light, shining bright and being illuminated, as he said, as you keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Say, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, be focused. Don't be no drunkards. But they that sleep, sleep in the night. This the night where we are now. That's why my secretary said, look, right quick. They that sleep, sleep in the night. Go to St. John, the 1st chapter. He was at what empire was he in? He was in the Roman Empire, right? St. John 1 and verse 4. He said, in him, on Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior, was life, and the life was the light of men, right? The light of men. Like we're children of the light, keeping the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High. Listen, verse 5, and the light shineth in darkness. So his light, the light, which is keeping of the commandments of the Most High, shineth in darkness, ignorance, not knowing. And what? And the darkness of the Roman Empire, and the people that was in the Roman Empire, including us, we the children of Israel, and darkness comprehend it not, you see. They ain't comprehending the light that he's shining bright to show us how to follow the law, statutes, commandments. That's all he had to go by. Show me where he brought forth any understanding except for what we had to go by from the law and the prophets. Anytime he came in the flesh, he was here in the flesh, that he brought forth anything but the law and the prophets. That's all he had to go by was the law and the prophets, the Old Testament. That's why when y'all be talking about y'all don't believe in him, that's all he had to go by was the law and the prophets. That's it. And you that don't know enough of them, the precept back and forth, well, you don't know. You ain't take the time to learn. Going back to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 7. But they that sleep, sleep in the night. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. You know? Ain't no drunkards going to the kingdom either. You be drunken, you gonna be, because that's why they call it spirits. You got another kind of spirit on you. Or drug addicts and all that stuff, man. You got to get cleaned up. They that sleep, sleep in the night. This the night right now. It was the Roman Empire when he was on the earth. It's the Greco-Roman Empire right now. The latter end of the Greco-Roman Empire right now. Verse 8. But let us, who are of the day, who are rolling with the Most High, rules and regulations, be sober. First and foremost, you got to be focused. Putting on the breastplate of faith in the Most High. in love, keeping of his commandments, and for in helmet your mind, the hope of salvation, the power of salvation. You have faith in salvation that we read about in Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our power of Mashiach Yahushua, who is the destroyer, that's coming back to judge and make war and set righteousness up on this earth. He's going to rule it with a rod of iron. That rod of iron is the righteousness of the Most High, his laws, statutes, commandments, who died for us. Who he died for? The 12 tribes of Israel. Listen, that, whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him, as we read. You know, he will say, come up hither. And those that have died by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua in the name of the Lord, said, we're going to rise first. And we that are alive, Most High will, going to be joined with them. But it said, who died for us? Who he died for? Acts 5:30 and 31. Acts 5:30 and 31. The power of our fathers, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, raised up a Mashiach Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. See that? So he died for the 12 tribes of Israel. Matthew 15:24 says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Matthew 1:21, and she who was Mary, his mother, shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. Right? Hebrews 7:14, for it is evidence of fact that our power, Mashiach Yahushua, sprang out of Judah. There it is. So when you see, it says in 1 Thessalonians 5:10, who died for us, that's the 12 tribes of Israel. That, whether we wake or sleep, whether we alive or asleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do, like we doing right now. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, and admonish you. See, you got to know those that are over you. And that's what I did. I know everyone that was the leaders, the elders that was in charge. And to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake. See? And be at peace among yourselves. See? That's what we're supposed to do.